My attorney in a civil matter dropped me, and I just found out yesterday that I have 21 days to get a new attorney, and my time is up in 3 days. Is there any way I can get an extension for this? My answer? Well, maybe. I'd contact the opposing attorney and ask for an extension first. I would call and ask. You will likely be told the attorney can't come to the phone. So I would then follow up my call with an email mentioning that I called and that I didn't get through, and that's why I'm sending this email, and that the purpose of this email is seeking an extension to find substitute counsel, explaining that you learned today that you only have 3 days left of the 21 days you originally had. I'd make sure that in my email I'd explain why you just found out and why you couldn't have taken care of this sooner, if that happens to be the truth. You'll want the email to document the fact that you tried to get opposing counsel to agree to you receiving a reasonable extension of time. Then I would notify the court with the same thing, i.e. explaining to the court clerk or a simple letter or email that you learned today you only have 3 days left of the 21 days you were given, and explain why you just found out and why you couldn't have taken care of this sooner. Now, it's doubtful the court clerk can or will do anything to give you more time. That's not the clerk's job. But it's important to document that you gave notice and that you informed the clerk of your efforts, that you weren't just sitting about doing nothing. Then I would do my best to find a new lawyer within that 3 days and ensure that that attorney files a notice of appearance as your counsel with the court and serves a copy on opposing counsel within that 3 days. This is serious. Failure to comply with the deadline or to obtain in writing an extension of the deadline could have some potentially serious and irreparable adverse effects on your case. If you believe or know that for some reason you absolutely cannot get a new attorney before the 21-day period expires, you may wish to file a motion with the court to request an extension of time. A reasonable extension, I'd say, would be about 7 to 10 days at most. Just because you filed the motion does not mean that your request will automatically be granted, so don't make the mistake of believing that ask and it shall be given will occur. The safest course of action is to get a new lawyer to enter an appearance as your counsel before this time expires. Finally, remember this. In Utah, a litigant is not required to get a new lawyer. What I mean is, if your lawyer drops you as a client and withdraws as your counsel in that case, and you want to proceed on your own in the case, representing yourself, you can do that. You would need to file with the court a notice that you are choosing to proceed without counsel and to represent yourself in that case going forward. See Utah Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 74. After you have done that, if in the future you determine you want or need a lawyer, you can hire a lawyer at your discretion and on your own timetable.